Fredi, it's so good to see you, but first and foremost, we've seen the resume for you. You've gotten to take some young guys like a Giancarlo Stanton when he first started in Florida, a Freddie Freeman before he became what he is now. What about all of those teams that you had in the playoffs in the past reminds you of this year's Orioles?
Well, they're the youth, right? They're all young guys. They bring energy every single day to the ballpark. Even after getting in Boston at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're ready to go on Friday, Friday afternoon, Friday night, and they're all very talented. But I think the youthfulness and the energy that they bring every day, I think it spreads throughout the team.
Well, what is that hardest aspect, really, in finding that mesh in between the guys that have had the 10 years versus the guys that have had 10 days and kind of getting that meet in the middle, not just with chemistry, but what they're doing on the field?
I think we've done a good job. I think Mike Elias and also Hyder cultivating the culture here, because even the veteran guys that we brought in are good guys. The McCanns and the Gibsons and the Hicks and the Fraziers. That's this year, and I think they've done a really good job existing with the young guys, and I think those older guys like having those young guys around, because the young guys, they come in every day with some energy, and they keep everybody young.
Is there anybody on this team that reminds you of somebody that you've had in the past that's kind of a standout, or does this team remind you of one that you've been around before?
Well, the guy and I've said this to Cody Ashley, I think it was last year, when and one guy's a Hall of Famer and this guy's just starting his career, but I love the way Gunnar Henderson plays the game, and he reminds me so much of Chipper Jones that I had in his two of his last seasons in the big leagues. And again, he's a Hall of Famer. He's done with his career, and Gunnar is just starting. But the way he hits, the way he comes to the ballpark, the way he runs the bases, he loves the game. He could talk the game. I'm talking about Gunnar, and he reminds me a lot of Chipper. And hopefully he has the same career, maybe even a better career than Chipper Jones.
I think anybody would even take half of what Chipper was ultimately able to do. Now, for this coaching staff, it's a different look than what you'll see in Major League Baseball. You've got 2 hitting coaches. You've got a slew of guys who are working on this pitching staff, and yet it all comes together harmoniously. Can you take us inside what's going on there a little bit?
Oh, I think first and foremost, I think we all like each other. We all like spending time together, and not everything is business, right? We all rib each other, and if somebody's messes up, the other 5 guys get on them. But I think first and foremost, everybody likes each other, and it's tough because you got a group of 12, 13, 14 coaches in one room, and everybody's worried about their department, whether it's the hitting or the pitching. Everybody's in, I'm sure that our hitting coaches were ecstatic about last night's game. Our pitching coaches, maybe not so much, but at the end, we shook hands and we won the game, and now we're here to try to get a sweep of the Boston Red Sox.
Well, we've heard playoffs in this clubhouse since March. For Adley, he said they're just taking it game by game. He doesn't want to get too far ahead of himself and elevate those expectations. And then you have John Means, who just goes out and lays it out there today, and he drops World Series. Tell me what this is like. You guys are about to go home after almost 2 weeks on the road. You know that October is in this team's future. Well,
yes, we do, but I like Rutsch's mentality better. I like, we got to win today, forget about what's happening in the future. We don't, we can't control that, but let's just work today. Let's win. And you're right. This team, you look back, Melanie, and you were with us. You've been with us most of the time. We've made 2 West Coast trips, tough West Coast trips, twice in 1 month, and I'm always a little worried about going west this late in the season when you're in first place. We've done it with the Atlanta Braves, and you go on a 9-day road trip and you come back 4-5 and you feel great. Well, we've getting ready to done it twice, and we've come back with 7-2 records. and you got to give a lot of credit to Hyder. You got to give a lot of credit to our training staff that patch these guys up every day, and also the team, for them to be able to make those tough West Coast trips, come back with the winning records.
Well, it's certainly a little credit to you as well. Give yourself a little pat on the back here. It takes every single one of you down there to make this work. It has been so exciting so far, Fredi, that we know you've got a lot to get to before this game gets underway, so we'll let you get to it.
All right. Thank you, Melly.